Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You. Good morning. It's actually pretty early on a Sunday morning that I'm doing this. I've been putting this podcast off for a couple of days. I've been tired, y'all. We came back from Micah's bachelorette this weekend. Shout out to Big Mike. We went to Vegas, so I had a time. That's all I'm gonna say. I had a time. Okay. From being honest, if I'm gonna keep it 100, I was high most of the time on that trip. Um, and it was joyous. I would like to go back soon. Wasn't as hot, wasn't as scorching hot as I think Vegas has been in the reporting in the last couple months. I've been checking it reoccurringly just to see what the weather's like because under 75 degrees, I'm freezing. No joke. Right. So it did hit like 60 something one night we were there, but we happened to be in the house that night. So it was cool. It was a really good time. We had like different themes, different outfit themes. And Micah seems like she had a really good time. And especially in Big Mike's case, when we started this podcast, Micah had no kids. I don't even think she knew Willie yet. No. They've been together for a minute. So Willie was around back then. But I mean, her life has just changed so much. You went from just being a single gal, living your best life, just twerking around Fort Lauderdale, to now she's a wife and a mom of two, right? Two under two little boys. So I think that was a really good getaway for Micah. Definitely good getaway for me and everybody else. Shout out to all the ladies on the trip. I would say really, really big round of applause to Erica and Mila. Erica is Micah's maid of honor, and Mila is Micah's matron of honor. So there's like, and if you're unaware, the maid of honor is like everyone has like a maid of honor, and matron I know is more along like someone who's married, like the married maid of honor, something like that. So Mila is married, she's the matron, and Erica is the maid of honor, and they did a really, really, really good job planning everything and putting everything together for so many people. There were 14 of us on this bachelorette trip. So it was lit. You know what I'm saying? To say the absolute least, it was lit. So shout out to everybody on that trip. I hope you guys have been doing well. Next, little fun fact I saw, right? I saw Chloe Bailey say that she has a crush on Michael B. Jordan. And so Michael B. Jordan is fine. I don't know what it is about him. Like he's good looking, but he doesn't really he just fine. Like I don't know. He's not. I'm not as crazy about him as everybody else, but he is a good looking guy. So I remember in the comments, she just said that was her celebrity crush, and somebody in the comments were like, "That's so cringy because he used to date Lori Harvey, and I think they're cool or something. I don't. Maybe they're not. I don't think they're cool. I don't think they're cool because I don't think she would have said that. But someone in the comments was like, "Oh, he used to date Lori Harvey," but it's like Lori Harvey used to date everybody. So I guess that was really the point of bringing that up. When you do have somebody who has fucked everybody, right? Not saying Lori Harvey has fucked all these people, just saying she's definitely dated them all. So when you are dealing with somebody who has dated so many people, then it's like all these requirements on you to not date anybody. And let's say you're a little bit more of a, I don't know of Chloe dating anybody since she's been famous. If she has, it's been a secret. Versus Lori Harvey, we know when she step out with a little arm candy on her hand. And Lori is a player, right? There's no Lori slander over here. That's not really how I date, but at the same time, you gotta clap for it when you see it, right? So I don't know. I feel like that's not fair, right? Lori done dated a whole bunch of niggas and then left them, right? And so does that mean every famous nigga she done dated in the industry is off limits now because she didn't talk to them all? And I guess this is triggering because this is kind of like from personal experience. I had a former friend who I wouldn't say dated a lot of guys, but she fucked them. Right. And then it's like, damn, dude, so we can't talk to none of these niggas now because you done fucked them all. And that's not fair. That's not fair. Versus me now, I don't ever talk to nobody, right? I don't be fucking none of these niggas. So it's even in that situation, recently, I've still had two situations of close friends of mine talking to guys that I've recently talked to, which to me was still crazy. But it's like, damn, of all the niggas in the world, and I don't even talk to that many. How y'all found the last two I done had in the last 3 years, right? So nothing happened with these guys either, but it was just ironic that they just so happen to run across them. So I guess that's the question. I pose that question for people. What is the like statute of limitations on somebody that your friend used to fuck, right? Because especially if they're like one of the fucky friends, right? Nothing's wrong. We're all grown. We're all adults. But if you are one of the fucky friends, it's like just because you what and then it's not fair. What are we supposed to do? What are the non-fucky friends supposed to do? Like, I'm not gonna just throw my pussy out there so I can lock him down first. So what is it? Like, what is it? I personally feel like if you are one of those friends who sleep with a lot of people, you need to we gotta start limiting you to like who you were in relationships with or who you were in love with or something. But if you just pass that pussy out, sis, that's not fair. That's not fair. So shout out to Chloe. I think Chloe and Michael B. Jordan would look really good together. He is a handsome man. She looks very, very good. It's a very cute couple. Chloe, to be honest, is a little quirky at times. I think she hasn't really figured out her all the way, or this is just how she is. This is just the type of girl that she is. Chloe is a bit of a cornball, but she looks good, and I think she'll find her space. Versus her little sister, who just seems like she just whatever vibe Hallie gives, or it fits. Haley gives, it fits her. With Chloe, sometimes seems like she be trying a little too hard, but she does look good, and I do feel like she'll figure out her space. Voice is insane. Voice is insane, the two of them. So I think she'll be fine. Michael B. Jordan, I mean, you single. You clearly like light-skinned girls, so I feel like, give it a shot. Shoot your shot. And again, question to you guys, like what is the statute of limitations? What do you do in situations with one of those friends who fucks with everybody? It's like, is every nigga off limits then? That's not fair. And then it's like, well, damn, save some niggas for us. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Let us get a chance. Anyway, Usher, my man, right? You guys know Usher and I have been married for about 27 years now. I got to check. I got to call him. But we've been married since I've been 6. So he will be doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl. And I'm elated. I'm elated. Now, was the last Super Bowl Rihanna's? Now, I did have grand expectations for Rihanna's Super Bowl. And while I don't dislike it, I did definitely expect to see more, like more pizzazz, whatever. But she's pregnant. My sis was very much so pregnant. So shout out to Rihanna gang. She did have that baby. Oh, I didn't think I announced that. Rihanna had her baby like a week or two ago now. And we think it's a boy. I'm pretty sure it's a boy because we were trying to debate if it was a girl or not because the baby's name is Riot Rose. Right. And then the picture that came out, the baby had on pink. So everybody was like, it's a girl. But then Rihanna, I think, wrote and said the Mayor Boys or whatever ASAP's last name is. So apparently it's a boy. Shout out to Rihanna for that. So I feel like Usher's gonna do a fantastic job. I have not been able to make it to his Vegas residency because I've just been home with the kids and whatnot. But I know he's gonna do a great job. Everybody who has gone to the Vegas residency has said it's been amazing. This man is obviously a performer. He's a veteran in the game. Obviously, no Usher slander will be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. You will never talk about my man like that. So I think it's gonna be great. And I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited for him. I did see a conversation, or I guess I had a conversation about who we think would get the Super Bowl next. And I kind of figured it would have got because Rock Nation is over this the football Super Bowl situation, right? Which is like Jay-Z kind of Rock Nation stuff. So I did expect it to be like, like give us black people, give us some white people, give us some Latin people. Maybe, like kind of spreading the culture thing around. So I didn't think we was gonna get two blacks back to back, but I guess that's a benefit. I guess having black people in charge of it. But I think Usher's a really good idea. And I do think Taylor Swift is coming up soon because I guess let's have this conversation. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. I wouldn't even say I'm a Taylor Swift fan, but we got to give Taylor her credit. Like every time a Taylor Swift song comes on that I was unaware that it was a Taylor Swift song, I know that fucking song. Right. Either I've heard it on the radio or at a store or a commercial or a TikTok or something. So Taylor apparently is bigger than Beyonce. I don't know. I'm not about to have that debate either because I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. Like I feel like Beyonce, well, I definitely like Beyonce more than I like Taylor Swift, but I definitely think she'll be getting it soon because apparently this lady's throwing up numbers, man. Like, and then she's dating this football guy that apparently all the black girls like. I didn't know nothing about this dude. I heard it yesterday on another podcast I was listening to. Whatever this guy's name is that everybody caught Taylor Swift with. Apparently, Taylor Swift is like making football season so much more interesting now. There are a few men that are insulted by that because obviously they've been watching football their whole life. Whereas they said Taylor Swift ain't got shit to do with this, but she does. You know what I mean? She brings the white girls out. She brings the white girls out. And that's what y'all want. So either way, all the way back. Shout out to my man Usher. I love you so much, babe. Okay, let's go here. So I reported a couple episodes ago that if you guys remember Michael or the guy, basically the guy. Hold on, my dog about to start barking. Who did it, Papa? What? 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 Okay, he's calmed down. He just be carrying on. So The Blind Side. If you guys watched the movie The Blind Side of like the black kid who was like, I think he was homeless or something, and then this lovely white family found him and adopted him, and he made it to the NFL. It was like a really great story. I've watched it many times. Sandra Bullock starred in it. I believe she won her Oscar, right? Yes, Oscar for it, I think. Anyway, it came out that these people were robbing him this whole time. He said he never got any money. He was in a conservatorship, which is what Britney Spears had with her family, if you guys recall, where her parents were in charge of her money. So anyway, a judge has ruled to end that for him between the two. Tooley, I think that's how you pronounce the family's name, between the Tooley family or whatever. So he's finally gonna end this conservatorship that he's had with them this whole time. Again, kind of like I said last time, don't even understand how he was able to get into that situation, and I don't understand the ramifications of it. But he wasn't legally adopted by these people either, so I'm still again confused as to how they were able to be in charge of his money. Because this is literally like just walking on the street as a white family. You find a little nigga kid on the street, pick him up, raise him, take care of him, and then he makes it to the NFL. You put your name on his stuff to manage his money. And, like, how do you do all that without legally being his guardian? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't care enough to research this because he older than me. So I don't know how the fuck he didn't check this whole time. But again, not to blame the victim. Sorry, Mr. Michael. Not to blame the victim, but he was impoverished. Didn't have much. He was homeless, and these white people allegedly took advantage of him. So shout out to the judge for ending that. Don't even know why you need a judge to end that at your big age. Like, the rules up here be crazy. Crazy US rules. All right, next. Let's go to my other man, Tupac. So they have allegedly arrested Keefe D. Keefe D is his name. Never heard of this man a day in my life. Okay, Tupac was 5 years old when I died. Tupac is a screensaver on one of my phones. My iPhone is a picture of him in my room on the wall. I love Tupac. And I think he's so fine. Tupac was fine as fuck. Did you still look at Tupac for real? His little nose ring. I know Chris Brown has a nose ring. I'm not against it. It doesn't work like it works for Tupac on Chris Brown, but he Chris Brown, so I guess he can have it. Either way, Keefe D was allegedly arrested in connection to the death of Tupac, and I guess they're saying that he is apparently the man who killed my man all those years ago. How do I feel about this? I mean, this is great. If it's really him, and I guess I researched this a little bit, I guess, to get some background, because I didn't know of this guy, and apparently this man has been doing interviews and running his mouth about killing Tupac for years, which is crazy to me, because it's like none of the YouTubers and stuff I've listened to, shout out to It's Lovely T, I listen to her a lot. None of these YouTubers I've listened to were surprised about this, right? And they are a little older than me. Like I said, I was 5. I was 1995. I was literally 5 years old when Tupac died. So my love for him didn't form until I got older. And Tupac was one of the only Tupac, and not even Biggie, which is funny because Biggie's fan, I think mom is Jamaican or something like that. But so you would think my mom would connect to that. But my mom is a huge Tupac fan, which is how it's rubbed off on me. I even have Micah's oldest son. I say Uncle Tupac because he's my husband. So Amari, which is Micah's oldest son, he'll click my phone and he'll say Uncle Pac. So he calls him Uncle Tupac. So either way, apparently this man has been bragging about doing this for years. And if I don't want to butcher the story, but I think it was something where somebody must have stole like a death row chain one time. Tupac hit him up, literally was like, oh, there go that nigga that stole the chain. He stole somebody's chain. Tupac whooped his ass, like Suge Knight and all them. They beat the nigga up. And then Keefe D came back, and I guess it's Keefe D's nephew or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. and they must have came back and said, there go that nigga Pac, shot my man, and it's history. So I do like stuff like this. I watch a lot of true crime in my regular life. I feel like I'm gonna maybe somehow get some type of channel related to true crime or whatever, because I just watch so many stories about shit like this that I think I could probably do that. But this happens often enough. You know, there's always some type of innovation in DNA testing, or somebody finally decide they want to tell the truth, or I wasn't really with him, I wasn't his fucking alibi back in 1952. So either way, this guy got caught, he's locked up, and it seems like they're probably going to throw him under the bridge, under the prison. They raided his home as well, and so we just people reading the story or kind of watching it, they clearly must have found something in there good enough to just kind of throw him away. So I guess we'll see the reports on it. But Keefe D has allegedly been arrested for killing my man, Tupac Shakur, all those years ago. So I guess we really got to let go of like this whole Tupac is alive and living in like Cuba or something, because he's not, huh? And I'm gonna be honest, you know how all these girls, young girls, having babies with these really old dudes like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and all them. I would say Tupac a baby, y'all. I love him. I love Tupac. Like I don't really like groupie fangirl out for people, but I don't know. He fine to me. Tupac is fine. Like Tupac is finer than Usher to me, kind of. I don't know. And then I guess that's bad because Tupac died so young that he died in his prime, right? So he like everybody fine at 25. So I don't know how Tupac would have aged, but in my mind, he's still bald with like a salt and pepper beard. And he got nice teeth. He had nice teeth. All right. Anyway, rest in peace, Tupac. I love you, babe. Hey, baby. All right, only a few more topics because I actually have to do 2 episodes today because Micah's bachelorette kind of threw me off. So I have to do another episode right after this. And I have a topic for that, but I was kind of trying to find some stuff for this one. So let's talk about this Love and Hip Hop for a second, right? So apparently Love and Hip Hop has had like this whole thing with the racial comments and the things that Erica has said in regards to Spice and Ray. I'm kind of over it at this point, if I'm being honest, right? I don't care for Erica's behavior in regards to the whole thing, but kind of what I said when I first reported on it. She said what she said, right? She meant that shit. I'm not one of those people that believes you say whatever you say when you're angry because you're just in the heat of the moment. I think anybody that does that is a fucking child, right? I work in corporate America. I wouldn't give a fuck how angry them people make me up in this fucking office. There are certain things that cannot come out of my fucking mouth when I'm talking to other adults, right? That's just what it is. Those are just the rules of adulthood, right? So Erica definitely said what the fuck she said. Do I feel like she meant them in a racial way? For me, it's hard to say. I can't say that she was trying to be racist or trying to hurt Spice's feelings or whatever, but it's hard for me to believe you don't know that monkey is a racial slur to niggas. Like, I'm not gonna play this game with you. So she's continuing on to just apologize, but then constantly make these comments or whatever. I did also say that, Spice brought up her kid. Things like that don't piss me off, right? Because I guess apparently the T is Erica's first son doesn't really fuck with her. That's apparently the T. Now, Erica, that's a deeper problem. And yes, maybe a hit dog does holler, but I take it back. I digress. You can do whatever you want to do to somebody. You can't tell them how to respond to it. So once Spice brought up her kid, and I do know how Spice brought it up. Spice brought it up in regards to don't try to use your son saying you've been a single mom for 16 years because he don't even fuck with you and you have not been taking care of him. That's what I feel like Spice brought that up for, right? So let's keep it a bug. But regardless, you brought up the bitch son, right? She threw the fucking table. And then you was a monkey and she wished you died. Now, it's just everybody has to just be responsible for what the fuck they said. Everybody needs to be responsible for their mouth. Both these women older than me, right? And you know I love Spice. I'm Jamaican as Jamaicans come, bitch. I love Spice. I really do. But Spice, too, it's kind of like Spice was kind of bullshitting in that argument to me too, because even saying things like, well, why were you mad? Any woman would be mad if their husband did not give a fuck when they were in the hospital, but he crying when the next bitch is in the hospital. So I just feel like there was a whole bunch of unrealistic weirdness in there. I don't know if that was loving hip hop, just loving hip hopping or what, but all this outrage now that the shit has aired. Kurt mad as fuck. Can't believe it. Kurt, I'll never forgive Kurt for what he did to Rashida. So I don't give a fuck how Kurt feel about what Erica said, because you ain't shit, Kurt. You had a baby on Rashida. Okay, so whatever. I don't even care. But it's all this outrage and all this shock. I can't believe she did this. And now they having roundtable discussions. Like, it's, I don't believe that y'all care about it like this. I feel like y'all just talking us to death. Like, Spice, I'm sorry that she called you a monkey, and I'm sorry she said she wished you died. Erica is a nasty, nasty bitch for that. The end. We all know racist people. And to quote my dear co-host Micah, that's how I like my racist. I like my racist loud. I like my racist calling me out my name. I like my racist throwing out the nigger with the hard ERs. I like my racist doing stuff like that because we know who they are. Those are the racists that there's not really much to worry about. You already know where the fuck they stand, and there's nothing to worry about. It's the ones that smile in your face and pretend like they fuck with you and don't. Them the ones that are the bigger problem. So I just, even with now Mona Scott's coming out and her stance is, I'm not even involved in the editing anymore. There's somebody else who does this, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. But she did also come out with this handled, like Olivia Pope thing. I think that's what everybody's calling it. Just so it's been handled. So I just, for me, I'm honestly just uninterested in the whole thing. Like, I haven't even like listened to it all the way. I heard like a snippet of what Mona Scott said, but it's just, this shit came out months ago. This was recorded months ago. At this point now, the videos come out for a while. And I just feel like we're doing all this extra shit trying to save face. It's not that deep. Y'all knew what the fuck that she said. She knew what the fuck she said. I don't feel like, let me not say that. Racial slurs don't offend me in the way that they offend everybody else, right? I label you as a racist. I make sure everybody knows, and I go on about my day. Like, you're not gonna break my spirit by calling me a nigga. You're not gonna have me crying because you called me a black monkey, right? You're not gonna destroy my soul by saying I'm a hard ER nigger. It's just, it doesn't do that for me, but I do respect what this means, and I do respect how that makes other people feel. So Erica has to live in that now. She on the beach, twirling on the island with some of her friends, swearing she not leaving until she looked like Bernice. I just feel like, okay, Erica, you already in hot water, bitch. Like, you might want to just stop. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. She claims she come home there whenever that fucking video is. Go home, go take care of your kids, and just be quiet. But she has no shame in it. And I feel like Love and Hip Hop is just dragging this shit for filth. And I guess Love and Hip Hop's on MTV now. So MTV is just dragging it for filth. It's like, look, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. You can save us. Spare us the drama. All right, 2 stories left. So I read this yesterday. I thought it was hilarious. It was a YouTuber, not it was hilarious. A YouTuber named Tanner Cook. He was 21 years old. He was shot in the chest by Alan Coley, who is 31 years old. Now, they were in the mall. Alan was minding his motherfucking business. He was a DoorDash deliverer. He was door dashing. He was delivering. What's his name? Tanner walks up and says, "Hey, dipshit, quit thinking about my twinkle." And he just kept saying it over and over again. "Hey, dipshit," with a phone. I think he had the phone in the guy's face. I forgot. And it was, "Hey, dipshit, stop thinking about my twinkle. Hey, dipshit, stop thinking about my twinkle." The guy said, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." He pulls the gun out and shoots him in the chest. This is in the middle of the mall. So the comments were just like, well, he fucked around and found out. He did fuck around and find out. I just imagine how crazy it is. Now, he did not die. He was shot. Tanner. Tanner is not dead. Tanner's okay. He did get shot in the fucking chest. I believe he's in the hospital. I don't know if he came out or not. Alan has been locked up ever since. Free Alan. I feel Alan did. He was found not guilty of malicious wounding, and he was found not guilty of use of a firearm for malicious wounding. So they didn't find that he was malicious in his intent, which he was not. But they did find him guilty for like firing in a mall, because it's like, it's other people here, bro. Like, you can't just be firing off shots in the middle of the mall. So he was found guilty of that, and he's been locked up ever since, until he, I guess, gets whatever his charge is. But I feel like just think about how fucking crazy that is. You're in the mall, you're minding your business. Tanner is a taller guy. He was taller than Alan. And I would assume, in order to make this YouTube stuff funny, I don't find this shit funny, but I am considerably older than Alan. In order to make this funny, you have to kind of pick on somebody, kind of shake him, get him shook a little bit. But imagine just walking around. I'm short, right? And Alan is on the shorter side too. And I do have a gun. Okay. Now, imagine just being in the mall, walking minding your business, and some big ass white man walks up and just keeps saying, hey, dipshit, Stop thinking about my twinkle. I'm not saying I would have shot him, but I'm not mad at Alan for shooting his ass, right? Alan didn't know what the fuck was going on. Okay. And like I just said, in regards to Spice and Erica, you can do whatever you want to do to somebody. You can't tell them how to respond to it. So I personally feel like free Alan, because now his whole life fucked up. And that's crazy to me. Alan was minding his fucking business, door dashing. Okay. And then this man came up to him talking about his fucking twinkle. And now all of a sudden he been locked up since April. That's not okay. So I just feel like play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't know what the repercussions were, if any, for Tanner. But these this generation after the millennials, bro, like not the youngest, not the baby millennials, that's like Micah kids, but like the one right after us, my little sister, my daughter, something is fucking wrong with y'all. And something's up. Something is up. And I don't know why y'all keep doing little simple shit like this, but there's even like there's a black girl that I've noticed. She's around that generation too. She walks up to people and it's just like, well, what's up? Like, what's up, bitch? Like, what's up? Let's go. Literally on some throwing her setup, just walking up to people. She's gotten swung on before, but it was just like right before people usually like box the shit out of her. She comes and says, oh, it's just a prank. It's just a prank. Why the fuck are y'all playing with people like this? Right? On a serious note, black kids have gotten in fucking car accidents, right? Dragged themselves to a fucking person's door and got shot outside the fucking door because white people were scared that this nigga on the floor was gonna come. I don't know what they thought. So people are getting fucked up for needing help, and y'all purposely provoking people. Going and all I'm gonna say is, if I'm with my child and somebody play with me, I'm swinging on somebody. So keep it up. All right, last topic for this podcast. Brother Polight. Y'all know him? Y'all ever heard of him? Brother Polight? Not an attractive man. I will say that. I don't think he looks good. I was first introduced to Brother Polight, I would like to say, I think on the Breakfast Club. I think that's the first time I heard of him. And oh, sorry, hold on. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch of comments on the Instagram. All right. So so Brother Polight. He I don't know exactly what he was initially known for, but I remember seeing him on the Breakfast Club. He is in like a polygamous situation, so he has like multiple wives. And he was doing like a lot of black people empowerment, like, he had a lot of good. So I remember I was young. This was a long time ago, and I remember at least a good 6 years ago, 6-7 years ago. And I remember not fucking with the whole polygamy thing, but feeling like he was a very intelligent man, right? Like he spoke very well spoken, and I'm a sucker for well spoken men. Didn't look good, but you'll rope me in if you're making sense, right? So he was very well spoken, but he lost me to polygamy. So from there, I didn't really care much. And I remember I looked him up a little bit after that, heard like a few interviews he had, but something about him, I don't know, any man that kind of pushes the polygamy shit today, I don't like you. Yeah, like I'm something up with you, nigga. So I'm good. So he just always rubbed me the wrong way, whatever. As of earlier this month, September, Brother Polight was sentenced to 7 years for I didn't write it down. I don't know what the exact charge is, but basically, I remember hearing about this last year. One of his girlfriends, mind you, he has about 2 or 3 wives, 3 or 4 wives, something like that. And then he has a girlfriend as well. And the girlfriend allegedly, and then I'm gonna tell y'all the story how it goes. I'm gonna tell you the story. The girlfriend allegedly called him around 2 a.m. and asked him to take her 14-year-old daughter to a party at a club. How many fucking red flags did you hear in that? This is the story that this man is telling, okay? Hear me again. One of his girlfriends called him at 2 a.m. and said, I need you to come get my 14-year-old and take her to the club. He said I can't even pronounce this word right, vehemently denied her request. He said, no, bitch, I'm not taking your baby to the club. What do I look like as a grown-ass man taking a 14-year-old to the club, especially a 14-year-old who looks like a 14-year-old? So then he said, Next thing happened, the daughter is at the hospital. His semen was allegedly found on 6 different parts of the little girl. She was drugged, she was drunk, and the mom took her to the hospital. He's being charged for sexual assault of a 14-year-old, of a minor. He's saying he didn't do this. The woman, who was one of his girlfriends, he said that he broke up with her that same day, and she texted him and said, "I'm going to ruin your life." Okay. He has been tried in court. He said he's not taking any charges. The only reason why he's taking these 7 years is because if he did go to court and let the trial play out, he could have been sentenced to 30 plus years in prison. So his lawyers, according to him, this is all according to him, his lawyers told him to just take the plea because the plea is only 7. And the only way he was taking the plea is if he did not have to register as a sex offender. He did not want any of that sex offender child rape shit on him. So somehow they worked it out where he will not be labeled as a sex offender. He will not be labeled as a registered sex offender or a child rapist. It's assault. They have him under like a battery, assault of a child, or indecent something of a child, but they don't have sexual assault. They won't put that title on it. However, when he does come out after these 7 years that he serves, he will be on probation for 10 years, and he has to take like a sexual assault class when he comes out of prison. All right. Here's how I feel about this. This is a man who forever and a day, women like me, like the way I dress from time to time, I probably would be trash according to him when he first came out, right? This is one of those hotep type of niggas who the woman is the queen and I'm the king, but I got like 7 queens and I'm still the king, and we can't fuck nobody else, but he can fuck all of us and get extra girlfriends. The black woman is it, right? Me and my scammer nails, one of them popped off since I've been recording, y'all. It's tough. It's tough out here. Me and my nails, the weave. Black women don't do that. Natural, right? Like I have no makeup on right now. That's how he wants us, right? White women, never. Latin, no, the devil, right? He's one of them, right? Everything sucks but the black women. The woman that he's talking about is a Latin woman. The child that he's allegedly assaulted, which I do believe he did that shit, she's a little Latin baby. How are you even in this situation? How are you even in this predicament? If according to you and everything you've been spewing out since you came out, that you're only supposed to be fucking with black people because it's black only and all this other shit. This is also the same type of man who was teaching bitches how to make almond milk and teaching us all you need is water. All this really woke shit to just kind of wrap up people who need somebody to follow. And it's the same nigga in the club popping bottles, wearing name brand, this and that. It's like, I don't understand how people follow people like this, right? And now he's a rapist. He's a child rapist as far as I'm concerned. Because how the fuck is your semen found anywhere on a 14-year-old child? Furthermore, why the fuck are you in a hotel room with a 14-year-old child? Because that's also part of the story too. Allegedly, the story is the club must have been closed. Again, what fucking club is this that a 14-year-old is going to? So he just instead took her to a hotel room. And I guess the little girl woke up with him trying to make her throw up. That's the story that little girl's giving. So to take it all back to the courts, the reason why all the charges have been dropped, like the mom dropped the sexual assault charges or whatever, she dropped these charges because according to her, and I did hear the mom, she didn't show her face, but I heard her. She said she didn't want to put her child through that. And for me, I'm so annoyed with this bitch as well, because what the fuck would your boyfriend of adult age have to be discussing with your 14-year-old child in any way, shape, or form? Because according to her, she's like, we trusted you. How could you do this to us? And I didn't hear her tell the story like, I gave you my daughter to take to the club or whatever. But what somebody explain what the fuck is going on. Right, because all these court proceedings took place during COVID, right? So everything was over like a Zoom, like how they were doing court shit back then because people couldn't come to court. So it's just so many questions. I don't understand why your 14-year-olds around. It's giving very R. Kelly vibes, right? Because there are a lot of women who, for whatever fucking reason, bro, they literally just kind of like give their daughters away to men, and that shit. I've just heard so many sad stories about that, and I feel so bad for these little girls. And I do want to commend this mom, I guess, for not wanting to put her child through that. But for me, I don't trust anybody in the situation, right? I don't like him because he full of shit. You went from black women only and we queens and do all this. All his fucking wives got fucking BBLs now. These bitches sicker than me. So it's like you wrapped all these people up, right? Roped up all these people in this hotep shit. You know what I'm saying? And now your bitch is better than bad. Okay, big ass asses, big old titties, just all this shit, weaves and extensions and all this shit that you claim was European and this is the white man or whatever the fuck. This is who he is now. So is it really that far or that hard to believe that he's in this situation? And I also don't stand on this whole every time a black man who's woke comes out, there's some conspiracy. My thing is, how the fuck y'all always end up around these white women? Or these other women, Latin women, whatever. How the fuck? When y'all the main ones hollering about how we're what you want, right? We're the queens and we're this and that. But y'all steady getting caught up with these fucking people. So I don't feel no ways about Brother Polight. I do feel like he did that shit. And I don't know, man. Something about him just janky, y'all. He got a real shifty thing to him, you know, and his wives are weird too. Like I remember I saw an interview on It's Lovely Tea. I saw an interview that she posted of his, and it was one of their wives, and they had, I guess they have like a bookstore, and the girl was like, she said she first started coming around when she was like 16, 17. And imagine that your 16, 17-year-old starts going to a fucking bookstore. This is a good thing, right? And this man and his fucking weird ass wife, one of his weird ass wives, been watching your fucking 16, 17-year-old this whole time. And then when she reach age, go pick up for your big dunce self and go sign up to be one of this nigga's wives. Everything about it sounds really pedophile, really what's it called, red shirting. That's what they said Tiger did with Kylie before they got together. Real red shirtish, real red coat. What is that called? It's a red shirt. Whatever it is, I gotta look it up. But just really pedophile, really groomy, very R. Kelly vibes. And this is it. Now he locked up. And I don't know. To me, y'all can't sell me on this polygamy shit in 2023. I don't think you would have ever been able to sell a bitch like me on polygamy, but I don't make. Y'all got to explain one to me that makes sense. They got an episode on TLC, a show on TLC called Sister Wives. Them bitches argue every day. I've seen an episode or two. They're not happy. They're not happy. Okay. I don't even like sharing my appetizers at a restaurant. I'm most definitely not sharing my nigga or my dick or anything else. Y'all are, Brother Polight did that shit. And he's quiet. He's quiet as a mouse. After the charges got dropped, this man threw a party at the club. This man is supposed to be one of them woke ass, drink, grow your own food. This is what this nigga was. He went from that to Dolce & Gabbana. Look at my new kicks. You niggas broke. Fucking all the white bitches he could find. All the Latin bitches he could find. And now he done got caught up for raping somebody's daughter. And I do believe he did that shit. When I read the reports, the charges, it was like he was accused of like forcing himself on the little girl, like oral sex and type stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's too much. It's too much. That's a child. I have a young child. I would have killed him. I wouldn't even be here today. But again, it all goes back to how is your kid even in alone with this nigga? This is and the thing too is Brother Polight, like I told y'all, he's been on the Breakfast Club. I've seen this man with like famous people. I think I've seen him with Mayweather. I mean, he talks a good talk. He's a very, very, very intelligent man, right? Which makes it so much worse. So he talks a good talk. He sells a dream and he sells this vision of black empowerment and black whatever, but that's not how the fuck he's living it. All his wives have went and BBL'd themselves up. So I don't want to hear no shit about natural. I ain't seen none of them bitches with an afro in. When I was looking it up for this, none of them got a fro. None. It's perms and fucking bust down in the middle. Okay. It's just, y'all just please be careful who y'all listen to and who y'all follow and why y'all be so fucking ready to jump on the bandwagon of bullshit, right? Like even with him, like I said, y'all, he speaks well. And a lot of the stuff he said did sound good. They were true, right? But that polygamy, that little polygamy aspect, if he ain't tell me that part, I would have thought he was a decent guy. And once he threw that polygamy in there, I said, oh, you one of them. I don't got time for this. I don't know why you bitches signed up for this. I know of some guy a couple years ago, like locally, like in our Fort Lauderdale area, and I don't know him, but I guess people know of him. And I think he had 2 girlfriends, and they would just be loud and proud about it. And I'm like, well, you know, bitch, it's your world. Okay, I'm just living in it. And I guess that goes into to so many situations we've heard of women who do get in relationships, and it can be men too. I haven't heard many stories about men getting with women and the women molesting their sons, but I'm sure it does happen. So you have to just still watch out for that. But yeah, in my case, I just think about so many situations where after I bring some man in my house and he's like harming my child or something, I you got to just be really careful with that. And I do feel like some women get so caught up in the life that they want to live or the attention that they want, and they do not put their children first. And again, bitch, I'm a mother, no drama, right? My kid comes before everybody. So it'll never be a situation where my daughter's 11, but at 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is a little bit older, I guess. But I just don't see why I'd be calling my nigga to drop my daughter off at a club at 2 a.m. in the morning. None of that shit makes sense. And this is really the story this nigga is going with. And his defense is the reason why he's being charged is because the mom took the daughter to the hospital and said that he did all this stuff to the daughter. Versus if he would have took the daughter to the hospital, then he would have. I don't even know why he brought that comparison up, but it's like if you're not with this bitch anymore, what's the point? And I will say this: they did like a rape kit because I did ask that. Did they do rape kits or whatever? They did do rape kit on the baby, and they found no semen. They said they found no traces of sexual assault. They found no semen. They found nothing. They tested like her spit. They tested like her piss, shit, everything. They said they tested everything, and they found no other DNA from him. So there was just six, and this is, I'm just going based off what they said in the court documents. There were 6 different spots of semen found on the little girl's clothes while she was like, bitch, it's just too much. And if the white people are setting you up, sir, that's your fault too. Because what the fuck you doing over there? Huh? Huh? Anyway, protect your children. Um, the whole situation is just disgusting, and even just the way he carries on, like I don't think what's crazy to me is he doesn't even see. I don't think he's seen how much he's changed. And I don't mind people, coming up to their money and deciding they want to start wearing name brand stuff, right? I make a good amount of money. I'm gonna definitely change my wardrobe a little bit, so I get it. But I'm not the one that's been preaching the shit he's been preaching this whole time. He has definitely sold people a dream, collected money, and gotten all this clout. And what it is these men start to feel like they're untouchable. They start to feel like they can do whatever they want to do. Anybody who kind of generates some type of cult type following like this, they always be on some weird shit with kids. Always, always, always be doing some weird shit with little girls or little boys. Every time. Just go watch you something. Pick a cult show. Pick an episode of anything dealing with that. And anytime these like God chose me, I'm the I'm the sheep that's gonna guide us to whatever, they're always fucking people's kids. They always decide to take on a whole bunch of wives or whatever, and people really just hand their daughters over to these fucking weirdos. Brother Polight is a fucking scammer. He been a scammer, and he still is. His wives, there was a wife he had, like a real badass one, right? Like she was kind of built, she was built forward strong, right? Nice fro, nice body. I don't know where the fuck she went. Like I ain't seen her in a while. Nobody's really seen her. So I don't know if she left the fucking polygamy situation, minimal, but just too much. Brother Polight is a scammer. Let's talk about Umar Johnson for just a second. Now, definitely not in the same category. Umar was like, I don't know what's going on, brother. I don't know what's going on, brother. I don't know why they caught semen on. I don't know why your semen is on a child, brother. Right? So he's correct, right? But Brother Umar kind of he annoys me a little bit with his shit sometimes too, because he's also one of them ones that, black people only, stay away from the white woman, blah, blah, blah. All I'm trying to figure out is where the fuck this school is, right? Because people have been donating to him with money for years. And I've heard Umar cussing people the fuck out, right? About you sent 20. Thank you for the 20, but you should have sent 50. Fuck you. Seriously. Fuck you, sir. And all these people who get this type of following, anytime when they get these type of followings, they start talking to us crazy and they start having really grand expectations. I work very fucking hard for my money. If I don't feel like giving you anything, I'm not gonna fucking do it. And if I gave your ass $20, bitch, you better be happy. Because all I see Umar do is walk around telling us to stay away from white people. Does he have a job? Does he work? Is he working towards building this school, bitch, or is it just all on us? So just be careful, y'all. Be careful. Be careful, because it's too much. There's too much going on. And even with Polight, I watched his live. He went live and he said on the live, going on, cussing everybody out about everybody who has something to say about him. You have yet to explain why the fuck you were even in a situation like that. He just disregards it altogether. He doesn't even just comment on it. And even in the court recordings that I saw, he's on live yelling, I never took a plea. I never took a plea. Then you hear the judge say, okay, and his real name is something Nork or something like that, Junior. They asked him, okay, so you are taking this plea to 7 years in prison, incarceration for the assault of da 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 da. Do you understand? Yes, you took a plea. You took a plea. You're a child molester. And he's popular enough. So I don't know what prison is like for him. I don't know. But I know that's what he didn't want. Like, he didn't really want that title on him. And I guess the prosecutors kind of did him a favor by taking the I guess the pedophile sexual assault of a minor charge. Because they don't that's the verbiage they would have put for what he fucking did. But they kind of they niced it up a little bit for him, so it didn't just kind of scream, you out here fucking kids. But I definitely think Brother Polight did that shit. I think he's full of shit. And I think he's going to come out in 7 years and he's still going to convince some of y'all to do it. Somebody's still going to want to hook onto his arm and be one of his wives. I really hope we just let people like this die down. Let's bring up my favorite nigga to not like, Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson has been proven to have cheated on his wife with multiple bitches. Don't none of his wives look like his wife. None of his women he cheated on his wife with look like his wife. His wife, Derica, whatever the fuck her name is, Derica, she had the bonnet. They kept calling it the bonnet of salvation because she was condemning us all to hell because her husband was cheating on her. He cheated on her with multiple bitches. Y'all still out here loading up Derek's pockets. Derek is a liar. This man has lied. This man sat in the car telling us to leave our niggas for cheating on us. Meanwhile, he been busting bitches down on his crazy ass wife the whole time they've been together. Anyway, I got another episode due right after this, and that's the one I really want to talk about because I'm talking about Ebony K. Williams and her comments. So anyway, I'm gonna try it. Please visit us at letsayitforyou.com. Let us say it for you on IG. Let us say it for you on YouTube. Let us say it for you, just for you, on Twitter. That was it. Thank you. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Happy Sunday.